How much does it cost to ship a smaller box to the Philippines from outside the country? I used AI to get an answer and to make these images, and I'll show you a little bit how to do that in the upcoming video here. I have had 3 packages shipped to me. I've had my sister deliver. I bought a phone, had it sent to her, had her ship it to me. Cost me about $175, I think, and then I paid for her messing around and driving up to a city where she could drop it off as well. I've had 2 other packages with mail, credit cards, and such mailed to me. DHL and FedEx I've used, and they each cost me between $200 and $250 US dollars, and then I paid her for her efforts and running around and getting it done as well. Boxes of various sizes will, and whoever you're using, Johnny Jet or the FedEx or DHL, LBC, will really depend upon the specifics. I can't get into that in this video. I'm dealing primarily with other fees, the taxes, VAT taxes, import custom fees and dues, and other fees, documentation fees that you might be charged on arrival in the Philippines for packages. And anyway, let's get into the details here about the Philippines customs, the taxes, documentation fees. Today's video is about shipping a parcel, in particular from the USA to the Philippines. I'm not talking about balikbayan boxes that take several months to ship, and they are intended for Filipinos to ship back to the Philippines. Filipinos living overseas, but I know many foreigners who have Filipina girlfriends or wives. They'll use the balikbayan and they will ship into an address in the Philippines. That's something different, much larger box. I was going to order some supplements. I usually get them from Lazada, one of the online companies here in the Philippines, or I get them from a local health food store, which is a little bit overpriced, so I try not to use them unless I really need something quick. Anyway, I'm over on, if you're interested in privacy at all online, I'm over on what's called the Brave browser, Brave, free browser. And they offer a number of things. They offer AI. You know, you can do a search on any browser and it'll give you a list of articles and sources and that type of thing. AI goes a step further, artificial intelligence. It actually gives you the answers instead, and then shows you the references that so it does the hard work for you. One caveat is that it's not 100% accurate. Case in point, sometime back I read about a lawyer was using AI to argue a case in court. Provide me with cases on such and such topic with all these types of details. Turned out he took that information to court and he presented it. Turned out to be that AI made up a court case, a past court case, to argue the case. And so the particular case that this lawyer was arguing was thrown out of court, is what I've read, I think. And anyway, you always have to take it with a little grain of salt. I think it's generally relatively accurate. The Brave browser, up in the upper right hand corner, maybe I'll do another video about that. I did one for my members a while back about using AI. But anyway, you can, down here, you can ask it questions, chat privately. You can generate images privately, and you can build coding, computer coding. And they offer a number of different, there are dozens and dozens and dozens of different models, what they call AI models. And I cut some of this off, but Venice is the company or model that Brave uses, but they also offer many others. Venice Uncensored, I'm using Venice Reasoning. Venice Small, Venice Medium, Venice Large, and you can't see all that, but Llama 3.2, retiring soon. Llama 3.1, retiring soon. Llama 4 Maverick, and DeepSeek, which I think is a Chinese one that's been in the news quite a bit. And if I go over to images, I want to do images. It gives me different models. It gives me Venice SD35, Flux Standard. Flux Standard is one of the highest quality. Flux Custom Uncensored, though it's really not uncensored. I once asked for for instance, a picture, an image of a Filipino family playing on the beach, and it says children involved. We don't do that. Lustify SDXL says it's uncensored. Pony Realism, I've found that to be the least realistic of the various ones, and these will change over time. Anyway, let me get back to the shipping model here. Go back to my ask it a question, and here's what I asked. I want to ship a small box about 12 inches wide, high, and deep of health supplements from the USA to the Philippines. How much will custom duties and taxes be when the shipment arrives in the Philippines? I was going to try for the first time to ship from iHerb, the letter I and then HERB, and I keep getting ads from Singapore iHerb. So I wanted to find out, and when I went to iHerb's site, I ordered some stuff, and I didn't actually place the order, but I asked iHerb, what are my taxes? And I thought they would have some experience, have some knowledge. They said, we don't know. Check with your customs people. So anyway, I went to AI to get an idea. Customs duties and taxes for your shipment of health supplements from the USA to the Philippines depend upon declared value of the shipment and specific product regulations. Here's a breakdown based on available information. Thresholds and taxes. Goods under $50 US, no customs duty is applied. However, VAT, value added tax, they have that here in the Philippines and much of Europe, or other taxes may still apply if the value exceeds other thresholds. I'm assuming that, 12% tax would be applied to that because it is on most things here in the Philippines. Goods over 200 US, about 10,000 Filipino pesos, a 12% VAT is levied on the total value. This applies to shipments exceeding the Philippines customs exemption threshold. So 200 over the 50 maybe, not sure. Depends upon what you're shipping in also. If your shipment exceeds $50, customs duty may apply depending upon the harmonized system HS code for health supplements. Supplements typically fall under codes like 2106.90 vitamin preparations or 3004.90 pharmaceutical products, which often have a 0 to 5% duty rates in the Philippines. Final duty is calculated as a percentage of the customs value, including shipping and insurance. Now, when I first came here, I ordered my first vlogging camera from China. I didn't know it was from China. I ordered it through Lazada, I think, who sourced it out of China, and I wasn't aware that there were going to be other fees, and I waited. My product was delayed, and I was told it's delayed in customs. And the company said, go down to customs and pick up your package and maybe pay any fees. Well, no, I wasn't going to pay any fees. So I waited, and about another week and a half, it actually arrived. No customs fees. No customs fees or taxes. And I believe the camera was about 90 US dollars. So right around 5,000 pesos, a little less than 5,000 pesos. Anyway, additional fees that might be excise tax, unlikely for supplements unless they contain alcohol, tobacco, or other taxable components. Documentation fees. If any of you have been to immigration here, you'll know there's a long list of fees on your tourist immigration extensions. And so documentation fees required for customs clearance, including a commercial invoice, bill of lading, proof of compliance with Philippine Food and Drug Administration regulations. Key considerations: accurate declarations, misdeclaring value or product type, risks, penalties, seizures, or delays. Well, this happens a lot. They catch people shipping in meat products, for instance, or untaxed cigarettes, and they claim it's something else. And to get no or lower taxes on their shipment, and when it's caught, it's seized. Other key consideration: regulatory compliance. Supplements may require pre-approval from the FDA or other agencies. I suppose if they're not approved by the FDA here, and you ship them in, and if they open the box and actually check everything that's there, they could let some of your product in and not something else, I suppose. Broker assistance using a custom broker can simplify compliance and cost estimation, but I'm not shipping that much. I'm not going to pay a broker. So here's an example computation. If the shipment is valued at $200, VAT 12% of $200, $24. Duty, assuming 3% on $200, $6. Total taxes, $30 plus any fees. For precise costs, provide your shipment's exact value and product composition. Use platforms like the Philippine Bureau of Customs tools, not linked here. So yeah, the customs may have a tool where you can put in your information to find out what your fees would be. The shock would be is if you think you've done your research and you've got a estimation of your fees, and they come in and they hold them in customs and they claim that you owe a lot more than what even the shipment is even worth. So my decision, and here's citations, you can click on that to get their citations. My decision in the end is that I will continue to shop online. I might try Amazon. They will ship some things in, and they're a big enough company. They usually their products are customs taxes are already included in the cost. That's my understanding. There's a lot of things they don't ship to the Philippines, but there are some things they will. And yeah, so they are a large company, and we will try that. I've never used Amazon or other U.S. companies, and there all are alternatives to Amazon that you can use. But anyway, there are a number of things I'm looking at. I am starting a more health-related type YouTube channel as well, and take me a couple months to populate that, and then I will let everybody know what that is. If for those of you who are interested, I spent a lot of hours, over much of my adult life, listening to listening to doctors and scientists and other health things, and I prefer to handle things as much organically with food and diet, nutrition as I can. Sometimes you can't. You need to go see a doctor, obviously. But we'll get into some of those details. Anyway, see you in the next video.